Sure, I have another point of order.
Go ahead on your point of order, Ms. Khalid, please.
Thank you. And my point of order refers specifically to Chapter 13 of the House of Commons Procedure and Practice, 3rd edition, on the Standing Order number 18, on Standing Order 116 sub 1. And it is in relation to actions that Mr. Brock on this committee took against me last week in putting out a public statement that put myself in jeopardy, that created a lot of negative angst towards me, and I believe that it violates the standing orders that have been laid out with respect to how parliamentarians are supposed to conduct themselves in the House and in the committee. This is not the first time this has been done, and I would hope that this is the last time that it is done. And I'm more than happy, Chair, to start reading to you.
Yeah, Ms. Khalid, I'm going to stop you there because I'm not sure whether was it related to committee business?
Indeed, it was, Chair. It was very much related to committee business, where Mr. Brock filibustered.
Point of order.
Was it in the meeting itself?
Yes, it
That's
was,
what I have
indeed.
to be clear.
Point of order.
Go ahead on your point of order, Mr. Kirk.
So I believe that
I believe that I
it's
still
not
have
a point
the
of
floor, Mr.
order
Chair.
that was raised, but rather, Mr. Chair, I would encourage you to follow the speaking list, because that certainly sounds like a substantive item of debate. And if Ms. Khalid wants to move a motion accordingly,
So Ms. Khalid,
she is welcome to. But Mr. Barrett has the
she did bring up a point of order. So on your point of order, Ms. Khalid.
I haven't finished speaking to my point of order, if that's okay.
They have what?
I have not finished speaking to my point of order.
Okay, so
I would like to outline exactly what happened that helped violate the rules that I have pointed out, which is Standing Order number 18, Standing Order 116.
If you feel that way, would you
sub
not
1.
want to raise a point of privilege then, similar to what Mr.
I am
Baines
raising a
did?
point of order because clearly, Chair, you're going to take a while to rule on any points of privilege. Sure. You know what? In that case, I would be more than happy to do a point of privilege in that case then.
Okay. We have another question of privilege being brought up by Ms. Khalid. So if you want to go ahead, Ms. Khalid, on your point of privilege.
Absolutely, Chair. Last week, which was May 21st, I believe, during committee, Mr. Brock put out a tweet that said, disrespect in ethics committee, ! The level of disrespect from Iqra Khalid during committee is beyond words. Her back is literally turned towards committee members. Disgraceful. Now, my understanding of the orders, the standing orders, and the rules for House procedure is that this tweet violates my privilege, Chair, and I will show you exactly how. So I will read to you some of the emails that I have received. I will talk to you about some of the
Point of order,
calls
Chair.
that I have received. No, please don't
Point of order,
interrupt
Chair.
my privilege here.
Point of order, Chair.
Just bear with me here. I'm going to suspend for a minute. Okay? Thank you. We left off. I appreciate the patience of everyone. We were on Ms. Khalid's question of privilege. I'm going to ask her to continue, but I'm also going to ask, similarly to what I asked of Mr. Baines, I want this, the question of privilege should be as succinct as it needs to be in relation to the privileges of the member being violated. Now, I know, Ms. Khalid, that you mentioned something about a Twitter post from last week that occurred. I'm going to say this with respect, that I'm not interested in becoming the Twitter police. Okay? No.
Chair, you know what point?
But let me explain. If you have an issue with the actions of a member that you feel violated your privilege, then I'm asking you to state specifically where that violation occurred. The outside circumstances or the opinions of others does not matter to this committee. What matters is whether a member feels like their privileges have been violated. I'm also going to remind members as well, and I'm reminding you, Ms. Khalid, that anything that happens outside of this committee, whether it's a social media post or otherwise, is a matter that can be taken up by the Speaker of the House of Commons. And we've seen in the past where points of orders or questions of privileges have been raised in the House of Commons, and the Speaker has, in some circumstances, ruled on that. So any form of litigation related to this, any Twitter messages, because look, frankly, I'm going to speak frankly to the committee. I mean, we can go down a very deep rabbit hole on the issue of
Point of order,
Twitter.
Chair. I'm not sure why you're litigating this matter. I would like
I'm
to speak
explaining
for what
again
I have
where my
what I
position-
have
but I'm-
experienced based on the actions
Right.
of committee
so
members.
explain the actions.
So I
That's
am
the point I'm
absolutely
making.
trying to do
right?
that, Chair. But
so, but I'm not. But I don't, Ms. Khalid, respectfully, I don't want to be the Twitter police. I don't want to be a determining factor or the determinant of what's appropriate or what's not. We can do that in relation to what a member's action is. But I'm not interested in some numbered Twitter feed of what they're saying.
I'm trying to
So-
speak to, Chair. That is
so
exactly
I'm going to
what
allow
I'm
you to
trying to speak to.
continue with that expectation. So go
Chair,
ahead.
all I want is an apology for putting my safety and security in jeopardy by a member of this committee. That is all I am asking. And I can tell you how much hate I have received on social media. I can read it into the record, how many emails I have received, how many phone calls, people calling me and telling me that I'm a
So-
fucking cunt because a member feels that I turned my back to him. And I am just trying to look out for myself,
Hang on,
Chair. I am trying to look out for
Miss-
my
Miss
safety.
Khalid.
And no, Chair, you have talked over me and over me and over me, and all I am looking for
I'm gonna ask
is
you
an
to use
apology,
use
and I am
appropriate
looking
language,
for
that's
a
all.
deletion of that tweet. That is all I am asking for, Chair.
So can I ask, why are we utilizing committee time? If you have a problem with what Mr. Brock said,
Chair,
you can approach Mr.
respectfully,
Brock.
Chair, I don't believe that is possible. When the actions that are highlighted on social media during committee by members have severe consequences for somebody like myself. I'm sorry, Chair. I am not a terrorist. I am not a cunt. I am not the hundred bazillion things
point of
that
order,
I get
Chair.
called on a daily
Point of
basis
order, Chair.
because
Point of order,
my
Chair.
colleagues
Just hang on a second.
put
Hang on a
me
second.
in that position,
Point of
Chair.
order,
Can
Chair.
you please stop cutting me off?
Point of
I'm
order,
just-
Chair.
I am
I'm asking
trying,
for some decorum.
I
Point
am
of order, Chair.
trying very hard, Chair.
Point of order,
to
Chair.
get my
Point of order, Chair.
viewpoint
Okay.
across here to raise
no,
a very
Point of
severe
order,
Just hang on,
concern.
Michael. I hear your point of order. So, Ms. Khalid, I'm going to ask.
Why
Point of
am
order,
I
Chair.
the only person in this room that keeps getting cut off?
Point
here,
of order, Chair.
I'm not. He's got a point of order. I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to Mr. Barrett on a point of order, similarly to what I do with you when you raise a point of order. Okay, and I'm going to ask. For the sake of the interpretation, that we not cut each other off. Okay, Mr. Barrett, on your point of order, please.
Chair,
Go ahead.
the member is citing correspondence and calls that are not from a member of this committee and that were not solicited or invited by a member of this committee. And Chair,
Mr.
Chair, no,
Mr.
Chair,
Mr.
Chair,
Barrett.
These calls
I hear
came
your point,
strictly
sir,
from
okay?
So this
a
is
tweet
again
from that
gratuitous.
member
This
while
has
committee
nothing
was
to
still
do.
occurring.
This has nothing to
No,
do
no,
with
Chair. Ms.
my
Ms.
colleague.
Khalid,
This has nothing to
please,
do with
Mr.
my
Barrett,
colleague.
Him off too, Chair.
I
This has
am.
nothing to do with my
But
colleague.
I can't have
has
screaming
nothing to do with
across the
Michael.
table. I can't have screaming across the table for the sake,
statement to make.
well,
Chair,
I
Mr.
can't
Fisher
have
and Ms.
loud
Khalid both
voices.
interrupted me while I was on a point of order.
okay, just hang on a sec, okay? Mr., just hang on with your thoughts there, Mr. Barrett. Okay, so I've heard both points of order. I've heard Ms. Khalid's question of privilege.
Mr. Chair, point of order. You did not hear Ms. Khalid's point of privilege. She did not get to speak to her point of privilege.
I think
she was cut off
okay.
continuously by both the chair and members with points of
I
order.
think she made her point.
She did not get a chance, Mr. Chair, respectfully, to make her point of dangerous incidents directed at that member because of another member in this committee's comments inviting those people.
Okay. So I am,
actually
I am
didn't
not
happen.
happy with the way this
That
meeting is
didn't
going.
happen.
I am adjourning the meeting. Done. Okay?